We actually have trap tricks of all things for you today. We have Abyss Actor, so I'm super excited for that. And is that a working Thunder list? I guess it is, and many more. Alright, to the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button, smash it so you guys don't miss out. More else content. So the first deck list we're going to be looking at here was evidently a relatively high finishing deck list for Trap Tricks here, post-structure deck. And I think that this is actually kind of impressive out here. This should give you some ideas on how players are going to adapt out here for the chance to be able to play this deck and showcase some of the variety of ideas that players are going to try out here, especially, with like the Destructive Daruma Cannon being a tech choice. I think it's pretty good. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We actually pack it in triple copies of Dimension Shifter. We have triple copies of the Arachna Campa. We have 2 copies of the Diana. Triple copies of the Mantis with triple Myromelio. We have triple copies of Pudika with only 1 Pot of Prosperity. I guess this is fine, considering like filtering options and things like that. We have 2 copies of the Trap Tricks Orchard with 1 copy of the Delusion Trapple, 2 copies of Daruma Cannon, 2 copies of the Floodgate Trapple with the 1 Best Trapple. We have triple copies of Infinite Permanence, triple copies of the Torrential Tribute. We have triple copies of Holatia and 2 copies of the Trap Tricks Whole Nightmare. So basically, your whole options for this deck are going to be pretty straightforward, I feel like, here. Then in the next deck, we have the triple copies of Sarah. We have 1 copy of the Oedipus with 1 copy of Asa. We have 1 Axis Machine with 1 Rafflesia, 2 copies of the Trap Tricks Rank 4. We have 1 copy of Alamararis, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Dugaris with 1 Baguski, 1 Zeus, and 1 Dweller. And then, of course, triple Space Rock, 1 Change of Heart, 1 Feather Duster, triple Regeki, 2 Talents, 1 Thrust, 1 Appointer, and then triple copies of Dimensional Barrier here, wrapping up the perfect experience that is Trap Tricks. And once again, I'm happy to see the variants and things kind of come together here and showcase the power of this deck. Next up here is Abyss Actors. This evidently got 10th place out of its event. My friend didn't have the player's name, so the player is unknown for this, where he posted this, but just wanted to say, if you guys have that, please share it with me so we can at least pin it down below so that we have that. So, Abyss Actors, yeah, this deck is really bad, said a lot of people. Having a Link 1 into a good Link 2 with all of your new support, it seems really, really solid, actually. Also, I mean, we're a skill drain deck at this stage, which isn't horrible at the end of the day. I mean, you have some option trees to kind of get off the ground, but those are some real big things to consider here for this. So we have triple copies of Comic Relief. We have triple copies of Curtain Riser. We have triple copies of Extras. We have triple copies of Mellow Madonna. We have 1 Sassy Rookie with triple copies of Superstar. We have triple copies of the Wild Hope. And then we're actually playing triple Baldrake and triple Magnaha. Holy Bysteel package. Somebody out here still believes in this deck. We have triple copies of Drone Lockbird with triple copies of the Dress Rehearsal. We have 1 copy of the Fantastic Theater with 1 copy of the Abyss-tainment. We also have 1 dramatic story, almost a dynamic story. We have 2 Rise of the Abyss King, and then, of course, triple Goes and Match and triple Scale Drain. So you are going to get the chance to use those floodgates in ways to devastate your opponent. We also have 1 Underworld Goddess, 1 Unchained Abomination, 1 Nightmare Phoenix with 1 Dark. We have 1 Soldier Chaos with 1 Beyond the Pendulum, 1 Apollosi with 2 Super Producer. We have 2 copies of Hyper Director, 1 Odd Eyes Absolute, 1 Baguski, 1 Zeus, and 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Then we have triple copies of Lancia, 1 Druisworm, 1 Opening Ceremony, your triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Feather Duster, triple Dimensional Bear, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up your Abyss Actor special. Next up here is the power of Necroface Turbo with Mental Tuner. So you can activate 1 of these effects. You can banish up to 1 light and up to 1 dark monster from your hand and or graveyard to increase or decrease this card's level by the exact number banished until the end of this turn. Or you can target 2 of your banished monsters, 1 light and or 1 dark. Return them to the graveyard and do increase or decrease this card's level by the exact number. This is a pretty cute emergency teleport target out here. So you can get some pretty cool little shenanigans with Mental Tuner here. definitely opens up the door for some real wild things. So we have triple copies of the Aloof Lupine with 1 Collapse Serpent. We have 1 Baldrake with 1 Jerusalem. We have 1 Magnahut with 1 Saronir. We have 1 Chaos Dragon Lavineer with triple copies of Mental Tuner. We have triple copies of Necroface with triple copies of Space Rock. We have 2 the Chaos Creator with triple copies of Thunder Dragon. We have 2 Dragon Darks with 1 Dragon Duo. We have 1 Dragon Hawk with 2 Dragon Matrix. We have triple Dragon Roar with 1 Wyvern Buster. We have triple copies of the Allure Darkness, triple copies of your Book of Eclipse, triple copies of the Chaos Space, triple E-Telly with 1 Gold Sark, 1 Reasoning, and 2 copies of the Thunder Dragon Fusion with 1 Thrust. Then we have 1 copy of the Underworld Goddess, 1 Zero Boros with 1 Saruja, 1 Nightmare Unicorn with 1 IP. We have 1 Dahark with 1 Apollosa, 1 Gustav Max, 1 Hope Harbinger, your 1 Senshin, 1 Chang Ying with your 1 Chaos Beast, 1 copy of Baron, and 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Titan. Side deck here we have triple Lancia, 1 Magnahut, 1 Denko Rekka, 1 Feather Duster, triple Twin Twisters, triple Dimensional Barrier, triple copies of Evenly Matched, wrapping up your very, very interesting take. Once again, for Thunder, of all things, like, this is really what you want to see out here in terms of, like, good ideas actually working themselves out here. Next up here, we have Evil Twin Sprite. Well, I'm just going to be honest with you here. Evil Twin, Runic, Sprite, all whatever combination package that you want to use here. The fact that this deck is one of the methods that we are seeing that players are kind of heading towards here is actually really cool. And I think we're going to continue to see good stuff like this kind of do its thing out here, because a lot of people are discounting that, you know, Sprite's kind of checked out emotionally for the format. I don't think so. I think just going to take players time to adapt. So we have 1 copy of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have triple copies of Lava Golem with 1 Kishisa Kill, with 1 Kishisa Kill Frost. We have 2 copies of Lilla, and then we have triple copies of Sprite Blue, 2 Carrots with triple Sprite Jet, and then we have 1 Sprite Red. We have triple copies of the Runic Destruction, 1 Dispelling with triple Flashing Fire. We have 2 Fountains. We have triple copies of Curses. We have triple copies of Slumby, 1 Smiting Storms, triple Runic Tip, 1 Smashers, and triple copies of the Starter. And then down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Sprint, 1 Troubled Sunny with 2 copies of Lilla, and 2 copies of the Kishi Skill. Very standard stuff for this engine. We have 1 Onimaru Soul Sweeper, 1 Dijin Buster with 1 Mannequin Cat, 2 copies of the Gigantic Sprite with triple Hugin, and 1 of my dear friend Gary. Then we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom, so you will effectively have all 3 if you need them. We have 1 Chaos Hunter, triple copies of the Contact Sea, triple copies of the Giant Space Rock. We have 1 Red Resonator, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Feather Duster, and 2 copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up, well, another chunk of very, very, very powerful Sprite good stuff. Do not underestimate, like, the Sprite Runic package. It is kind of cool, once again, to see, you know, like, this deck has rewound itself and is, you know, getting the chance to even function right now with this package. It's a lot of work, but, you know, it's getting the job done here. And then last as we actually have here is our Rikka deck. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you about Rikka in the modern era is it feels very strong right now. A lot of people are very hyped for this deck, and it's doing things. I will give them credit for that, but has it taken off super strong? I mean, no. I haven't seen any, like, crazy regional results for this yet, but players are holding on to the concept that this deck could be something that could do well. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have 1 Lone Fire Blossom with 2 copies of Mudan. We have 2 copies of Primula. We have triple copies of Rikka Petal with triple copies of Rikka Princess. And then we have 1 Snowdrop, 1 Sunseed Twin with triple copies of Loki. We have triple copies of Book of Eclipse with triple copies of Glamour, triple copies of the Con, 2 copies of the Sewing, of course. We have triple Unexpected Die, triple Evenly Matched, triple Imperm, and 1 copy of Rikka Sheet. Then we have the 1 Dance Peony, 1 Sunbind Thrasher with 1 Healer, 1 Malias with triple copies of the Dryas. We have 1 Begalancer with 2 Jasmine, 1 Teardrop, 1 Hyperton, and triple copies of Storena. Then we have 1 Cactus Bouncer, triple Droll and Lockbird, triple Nibiru, 1 Arby's Feather Duster, your triple Lightning Storm, your 1 Appointer of the Red Lotus, and triple copies, actually, of Polynosis, wrapping up your chunk of goodies. So is there anything out of this video that you really want to test? Because I think there's a lot of cool ideas out here in the current format. And with all of those ideas, I mean, will come things that players want to try. I really think you should give these a shot. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.